Hey, this is Beebee. I'm here with my dog Ruby. We are not gonna cast a forbidden spell. We got told by the spork monster not to do it, and I trust him for no reason. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for students to arrive. He's Professor Dog. Have some respect. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. Another announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and he begins to breathe quickly. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his tracks. He focuses on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt not only by Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Noodles, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see? But before he can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. What are they doing? I told you to save it for after class. Oh no! You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off for your cool kid friends, Jeff and Joan. JJ forever! Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Oh no. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or on a cliff for all I care. Or off a cliff. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. You killed him! No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. He burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker. Considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, it's not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay? Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. That was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition, showdown, challenge, exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you in the arena. I haven't learned anything! But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. Not several. How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City, baby. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us, and whoever else we might want to bring along. Noodles, you're not a very good friend. It's not Pop or Clank. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is going to love it up. Meanwhile, while you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You've decided to head to the arena early to practice a dish. I feel like that's cheating. But maybe not. This is it, the location of your final exam. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent, and a chance to beat the pants off Van, the supposed man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through the quick test of recipes you've been working on. Noodles' famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months getting this dish... Oh, sorry. I got all caught up. I'm still... I'm rushing because I'm anxious. After practicing for months, making this dish come second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Don't give up your dreams because this guy's too cute for you. Noodles, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires. Thank you. But the decision gets hard to stick with when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little more than visualizing. I know, my nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. So here's a fun fact. Not a fun fact. I got food poisoning after eating a pot pie. My mom also had some, and she didn't get sick, so we don't know if it was actually the pie or something else I ate. But I was up puking every 30 minutes for 5 hours straight one night, and it was just an absolute nightmare. And for at least a year afterwards, anything with like a crust on it, like pigs in a blanket, or like I'm drawing a blank, but just basically anything that had kind of like that pie crust on it, I would physically gag when I tasted it. I was like so sickened by it. And I can better now, but I still cannot eat chicken pot pie. It's like a visceral, like, muscle memory. My body is like, no, absolutely not. So even just kind of talking about it is making me kind of like, ugh. But we'll power through. Only for Colonel Sanders. Only for him. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? No, I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. Looks nasty. This is the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules. That is, except to cook with everything you've got. I'm so fucking scared, you guys. I'm so fucking scared. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe, fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool specific cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious! Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Egg wash! Fuck you! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster. Best friend Baster Blaster. Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula. They self-burn. Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let this happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Oh no. Van quickly unplugs Clark and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? Do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders done told you. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Noodles. Thanks, friend. Miriam notices too.
Aww.
And I've always believed in you, Noodles, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. Yes, thank you for the reminder. You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. I love her. What the fuck? Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but... Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient! Oh, thank God. Oh, but it's still a fuck-up. It's still a fuck-up. But if you had lied to her, would she have given you a better ingredient, or would it still be a shitty ingredient that you lied about? We're all fucked now. This is so much. Neither of you know that Colonel Sanders made up that first ingredient to throw you off the trail of a secret recipe. The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. Oh no! It's Colonel Sanders' dark magic. I done told you! It is I, Steve, the spork monster. Steve? What happened to Borko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We spork monsters are many. I think Borko had the day off. We have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve, the spork monster, notices that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? You guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles in a pot of salted water? I'd love to. I always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a very long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school when I fell asleep during Scare Taxes class and I woke up. You toss a serious stare at Steve and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. What happens if you click that? Does it end? We're not going to do it. But we summon the extra power from deep down within. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body like a Super Saiyan. My heart is pure, my hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Noodles, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power you've been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. Oh, this game is so stressful. It's not supposed to be stressful. But don't worry, dear Noodles. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? There are no rules. Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Fuck. Okay, well, we'll find out if we won this competition, I guess, in the next episode. See you later. Bye.